What is up, everybody? Or what is up, squids? And welcome back to my channel once again. You saw a video that I made a little earlier. It should be going and uploading here in a few minutes. So I thought I'd go ahead and make another video. And this is a little something different. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I haven't really been able to do it because I really haven't even thought about doing it when I started recording. So I just basically go on whatever I want to talk about at the moment. But this time I sat down and I thought about all this, and here it is. Reaper for the wins. Top 10 animated series from his childhood. That is right, you guys. You guys are going to be hearing my top 10 favorite childhood TV shows, as well as a little bit of an example of why they are my favorites. So, let's begin with number 10. Number 10 is Card Captors. Now, this is an anime from the mid to late 90s. It played for several years. It was a really good anime. Not a lot of people actually do remember it, or at least the people I talk to don't remember it. But the whole show is basically about this young girl who accidentally releases all these beasts from these cards, and she has to track them down. She basically becomes a magical girl. She tracks them down, recaptures them, and it just keeps going from there. And it's actually a really good show once you get into it. So if you ever get the chance, look it up. I think it's on Hulu now. If not, Crunchyroll is more than likely going to have it. So if you ever get the time, look it up. It's a really good anime, especially kind of a starter anime. For those of whom do not watch it, it's kind of like what Sailor Moon is to, or Sailor Moon was. So it's a starter anime. But either way, that is my number 10 pick. Number 9. Wow. I do that because I don't have editing still. And the editing software I was using kept screwing up my synchronizations with audio and stuff like that. But anyway, number 9, Pokemon. Why is this so far back on the list? Because it is everywhere. The only reason I have it so far back on this list is because it's still going on today. So was more thinking along the lines of shows that didn't continue on as much as what Pokemon did. Every single year it comes out with a new season, it comes out with a new generation, yada yada. Every so often you get like the quad or the bi-series or the tri-series, whichever, that consists of the same generation, just like 2 to 3 to 4 different storylines to go along with it. 1 second. I got a new product placement. Monster Energy. Sponsor me? I haven't drank as many Dr. Peppers as I have been, so. But Pokemon is really hard to explain. It's really that kind of anime that is the official starter. No pun intended. But it is an official starter anime, such as some of the other animes and stuff that I have on this list. So, yeah, pretty much everyone knows the story. Ash Ketchum, kid from Pallet Town, dreams of becoming a Pokemon master. Along the way, he meets several friends, including Misty, which I have shipped them together several times before in the past. So, yeah. But if you've never seen the anime, I suggest you get a Netflix account, go to Netflix and watch the original series. Watch the original season, that is, where Ash gets Pikachu, he goes to the Indigo Plateau, and all this other kind of stuff. It's a great watch, the original season. The newer season I've actually caught up on, X and Y. It's a really good series, I'm not going to lie. And I like how it ties in with Ash having an old friend that actually does have a crush on him. So it's going to kind of build up a little bit with the whole Misty liking Ash, but Ash doesn't know. It's like how this is now. But either way, number 8. Had to think about it for a second. I've been hit in the head too many times. Number 8 is Rugrats. Why Rugrats at number 8? Because I wanted it to be number 8. Yeah, I went backwards with this list pretty much. I thought of just random anime or random cartoons I used to watch when I was a kid, and I figured out which part of the list they'd be put on. But Rugrats is an amazing cartoon from the 90s, and it continued on till about 2004, if I remember right, 2004, 2005, with the All Grown Up series, which I'm kind of glad they canceled that. Really glad they canceled that, even though it did. I'll admit, I liked Angelica. You know, the teenage Angelica. Of course, I was a kid. I was still somewhat of a kid back then, so yeah. This was more my later years and starting to grow up a little bit. My mid to late teenage years, about this point in time with the show. So either way, Rugrats is a great show. It's pretty much everyone knows it. No, you cannot run into anybody that doesn't know about this show unless they were born like after All Grown Up, which is a very you can easily find nowadays. But if you've never heard of Rugrats or you never watched it before, look it up. Watch all the episodes, because there are so many great episodes that teach you so many things. Even though the show is about babies and them doing their adventures and stuff, it's still a great watch. Like the episode where Tommy thinks he's going to have a little brother, and he has bad dreams about the baby taking over everything, and it turns out Dee Dee doesn't have a baby. And there's so many episodes. Chucky being potty trained was a great episode. And just so many to name that it would pretty much take up 2 hours for me to name everything. But either way, that is my number 8 pick of Rugrats. Now, moving on to number 7. Number 7 is actually a Canadian computer animated show. And some of you seeing this video right now are actually know exactly what I'm talking about, and that is reboots. Reboot. What can I say about that? And I would have put it a lot further down the list, but the fact I'm not able to actually find the episodes nowadays. And I've been hearing a lot of talk that they are going to bring Reboot back to Toonami. But it's all up in the air about if they're going to do it, and if they do, when will it happen. But it would be great to see Reboot back on Toonami again, and have them do a whole lineup of old school Toonami. But that's a pipe dream. But Reboot is basically, okay, the AI in video games or computer games that you play. Reboot is about those AI, and basically they want to win their games. The games that get uploaded, they try their damnedest to win all these games, and if they don't win the games, then they're taken along with the game and they're surfing through cyberspace. And you find out more in the second half of the series about what all these different other type of worlds look like, especially with I cannot remember the kid's name, but either way, it's a great show, really good to go watch and stuff like that. So that is my number 7 pick. Now, number 6, Rocket Power. What can I say about Rocket Power other than the fact that it was freaking awesome? There were so many cool things, and this was back when, I was getting into skateboarding and everything like that. Skateboarding, rollerblading, all this other kind of wanting to do extreme sports. I was big into the X Games, and now I'm working as a security guard and I have a belly. But Rocket Power was a great show. Again, if you've never seen it before, which I don't know why you haven't, because it was the most amazing show ever, you need to watch it. There are so many great episodes, but by far was the episode where Otto tricks, I think it was Otto that tricks his best friends, or his best friend, his sister, and his neighbor, into thinking that aliens exist, or something along those lines. But that was a great episode. I laughed my ass off pretty much the entire time it was playing. There's a lot of emotional episodes, especially because Otto and Reggie, the main protagonists of the entire show, don't have a mother. So there are several episodes where Raymundo, their father, he has to comfort them and everything like that, to let them know, hey, even though she's not there, he's there. So it's those episodes that get those emotional high points are amazing. Now, there were hit or miss episodes, but all in all, it did well. I will give it a passing grade. Easily a passing grade. Well, that is my number 6 pick. And now for the top 5. Number 5, Yu-Gi-Oh! I know it's kind of a cop-out. Originally, I had thrown Power Rangers on here, and I realized, wait a minute. Power Rangers is not an animated show. So, I basically had to throw in another animated show, and it turned out to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I'm a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Still to this day, I'll go back on Netflix and watch some of the original episodes, only to see how cheesy they are. But the fact is, it did change a generation, to me personally, because as quickly as Pokemon appeared and grew, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was even more, because Yu-Gi-Oh! To me was a lot easier to learn, and it wasn't until recently I found out how to truly play with Pokemon cards, because I'm a huge fan of the card game Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I'll do that with another video next week. If I don't, yell at me in the comments. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a great show. They have so many story arcs, and I think still to this day they are still doing the series. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I believe they are still doing the series. But either way, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a great watch, especially if you're just wanting to kick back and laugh at, lame voice acting or lame action, or, the heart of the cards. I got Karibo. That's right. Kids, if you don't know where the Karibo meme came from, that's where it came from. Damn it, Karibo. Every time. Karibo 2 OP. But either way, that is my number 5 pick. Now for number 4. Number 4 is Kim Possible. Why I didn't have this as number 1 or number 2, there's a reason for that, and you'll see here in a moment. But Kim Possible, basically all these shows in the top 5, everyone has heard of. Everyone. Every last person in the world has heard of them. It doesn't matter if you were born yesterday or you were born 90 years ago. Everybody has heard of these shows. But Kim Possible was that show that made it cool for girls to be badasses, for girls to be the hero. Even I will admit, it was before I saw Kim Possible, I didn't think girls could be badass. But so many things changed with that show. It altered gender stereotypes and everything like that. It made you realize, the girls can be the badasses. The girls can do this and that and this and that and this and that. and the guys can be the bumbling buffoons. And none more so with the introduction of Shigo during the very first episode when Kim and Shigo just went at it. Now, I will admit, before I go on with my other picks or the top three, as well as a little bit more explanation on Kim Possible, as I stated with the Pokemon thing, I did ship two particular characters with Kim Possible, and it's mainly because of a website called fanfiction.net. If you've never heard of fanfiction.net, go to it, make an account, and you can write fanfiction stories galore. I still have my account active, and I actually think I might get back into that, but I don't know. But because of a small group of people that created this particular pairing called Nordrogs, that's it, Nordrogs. They created the very first and highly popular Kigo fan fiction. And I know what you're thinking, Kigo? Shigo and Kim? Yes, Shigo and Kim. One of the biggest pairings, actually, on fanfiction.net, next to Harry and Hermione. Go figure. And, there's stories about them falling in love, and a weird invention made up by Dr. Draken to impregnate Kim with Shigo's DNA, and it's weird. I'll actually have to sit down and read one of the stories for you guys. So yeah. But Kim Possible completely altered gender stereotypes, and for that I am thankful. It did change the world for the better. And it also introduced the greatest food of all time in the Naco, which now is actually on Taco Bell menus. The giant burrito taco, the burrito Dorito taco thing. That's a Naco. Yeah. I actually had one, and it was amazing. Until I saw that on their menu, I used to just make them myself. But now that I see it's on Taco Bell, yes, the Naco is alive. I'm weird, and for some reason you guys watch me, so thank you. You guys are awesome. Woo! So anyway, that is my number 4 pick. My number 3 pick is a cop-out somewhat. Show I really loved growing up, and still to this day love. And in fact, with the new announcement that recently came up, is something that I jizz my pants. No pun intended. I jizz my pants. So, my number 3 pick, Digimon. Digital Monsters. Digimon, Digital Monsters, Digimon Garlic Champions. I embarrass myself so much in front of you people. The few that actually watch this, and yeah. Anyway, so Digimon. And I found out recently that actually Digimon was set to only be a 6 to 12 episode miniseries. And because of the high popularity of it, it was just turned into this amazing series that not only lasted Digimon Tamers 1, or Digimon Adventures 1, Digimon Adventures 2, Digimon Tamers, Digimon Frontier, Digimon Xenoforce, Digimon Fusion, and now Digimon Adventures whatever. But Digimon is amazing. I love everything about it, and right now I'm actually on Netflix watching the most recent Digimon series, which is Xeno Wars. I believe that's Xeno Wars. The one where they combine the two Digimon, and it's like the little red dragon looking thing wants to become the king of all Digimon, and it's weird. But you always have that mainstay Ty, you always have that mainstay Matt, that always mainstay Sora, and you just have all those mainstay kind of characters that are always the same every single season. So, it was a show I grew up with. Digimon was my favorite of all the Digimon, which I know is weird because he was the villain, but I also liked Goblimon and Leomon. I didn't like so much the Digimon that were with the trainers or the tamers themselves, but I like the ones that didn't have the tamers, the ones that could digivolve without tamers, that still fought without them. So yeah, in the stories they got really childish a lot, like a lot. I don't know, I'm weird. I laugh at my own jokes. You guys make me laugh at my own jokes. And no credit for it. Now I'm playing. You guys give me a view. So I'm very appreciative of that. But either way, it's a great show. If you get the chance, I know most of you have probably already seen it before, but if you ever get the chance, go on Netflix and look it up and rewatch it again. It's still a great show. It holds up somewhat well. And it's always great to see, the whole Matt and Ty rivalry. And also the Izzy and Joe rivalry that kind of was there off and on. But either way, that is my number 3 pick. Now, for the top 2. Number 2. I swear to God, once I get a good editing software, that's going to be so awesome. Just a 2 flying at the screen. Number 2 is Teen Titans. And I don't mean Teen Titans Go. I mean Teen Titans. The dark and brooding Titans. That, I was a teenager. Early teenager by the time the show came out. So I was kind of there and back, but I did catch every single episode, and it was amazing. Everything about it was just amazing to me. The dark and brooding aspect, the stories. Some episodes were just filler, and they were just there to take up space, but it really started heating up around, I believe, the 4th season, where the Titans went their own ways to try to recruit other Titans, and the whole Brain, I cannot remember his actual name, but he was the brain in the jar, and he had the giant gorilla for a henchman, and it was great. Every single episode was different in its own special way, and the most remembered storyline of the series was when Tara came in. And I will admit, I wasn't a Tara fan, but she did grow on me after a while. But Tara, the storyline with her and Beast Boy was amazing. And now Teen Titans Go, they have Tara with Aqua Lad, and they're both villains now. And there's a whole storyline with Raven and Beast Boy. Yeah, it's up in the air with that one. But with this original series, you knew who was what, and you knew you had your pairings that you wanted to ship and stuff like that. But it wasn't until the Teen Titans movie, Trouble in Tokyo, that's it, that we really got to see the pairings kind of go off and stuff, but that's beside the point. The point is, Teen Titans is an amazing show, and if you ever get the time, sit down and watch it. Now, Teen Titans Go is a great show in and of itself for the newer generation, but the generation that grew up in the 90s and the kids that were teenagers around this time, that this awesome teenage superhero team was about, you know, it's worth the watch again because, yeah, it's going to make you feel a little old to rewatch this, but all in all, it's going to make you feel a lot better about yourself to realize you don't have to deal with the giant muck monster and the giant rock monster and Mammoth and Jinx and Gizmo, or Gadget, I think his name was, Brother Blood, and all those other characters. So, either way. But now we come to number one. Number one! And you all guess it, because I talk about it a lot. Dragon Ball Z! Dragon Ball Z. Yeah! I'm gonna have to make a video where I'm singing one day. But Dragon Ball Z, my number one pick. Why is it my number one? Because it's my favorite anime of all time. Nothing comes close. The only thing that even can remotely come close is maybe Inuyasha. But other than that, Dragon Ball Z, hands down, favorite animated series of all time. Reason why? Because it was just so awesome. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, all the Dragon Ball movies it warped my life. I will admit that. It put me in a better place when I was growing up and I was not in the best of situations. And I'll talk more about that with personal life, my personal life in the past and stuff like that. But anyway, Dragon Ball Z really got me out of some dark places, and it's a great anime all around. Yes, a lot of people consider it a starter anime along the lines with, you know, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Card Captors, Naruto, Inuyasha, One Piece, Bleach, all, you know, Full Metal Alchemist, all these other shows. But all in all, it was a show that warped, that made an entire generation. And still today, Dragon Ball Z is here. I'm not really thinking of the words right now. I'm thirsty. Great. But, yeah, Dragon Ball Z not warped, but, they pretty much made a generation. You know, it showed diversity pretty much. You know, with the Saiyans, with the humans, with the Namekians, with the half-breed Saiyans, with whatever the hell Majin Buu was, and the Demon Realm, the Other Realm, and all these other kind of realms. But either way, all in all, Dragon Ball Z was a great freaking anime. Still to this day, it holds up in a way. It holds up with the ideas of freedom, with the ideas of fighting for the things you know is right. You know, friendship, teamwork, all of this other kind of stuff. And also, apparently, if one of your friends dies, you can go and kill the bastard that killed him, or gather 7 mythical balls and wish him back to life. Don't do that. Don't do that. The first part. The second part, you can go ahead and do. If you can find 7 mythical crystal balls that can bring your friends back to life, go ahead and do it. The whole killing the bastard thing because he killed your best friend, don't do that. Don't do that. Because that shit will come back to me. And I'm not going to jail for you. Sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway. So yeah, that is my top 10. My very first top 10. And it was weird doing that. I'm going to be a little bit more professional with it the next time I do it. But this is one of the kind of things, like, how it was with Random Talks with Reaper, where I just sit down and talk and just randomly randomly about shit. But either way, you guys, it's been over 30 minutes, and I know about this time y'all stopped watching my videos anyway. So either way, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time zone it is you guys are in right now. And as always, Reaper out. Wait. No. If you like my awkwardness, leave a like down below in the the crotch area down here. If you agree with my list, tell me in the comments. If you don't agree, tell me in the comments. Also, tell me anything I may have forgot animated shows wise from our childhood. So either way, you guys, have a good one. And if you're new to my channel and you've never seen me before and you like my awkwardness and my unediting, feel free to subscribe. It always helps me out. So anyway, you guys, Reaper out.